This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, welcome everyone. Baruch Mabam. We continue in Sefer Devorah. We're in Parak Tashi, the 9th Parak. Heich yargel ha'adam atzma b'midas ha'malchus. How can a person train themselves in the midah of Malchus? Malchus is the 7th Sefira. The Zohar Kodesh tells us about the midah of Malchus. Malchus is compared to the Imun, because less migar maklum, it does not have anything on its own. And it's considered the aniyah. Yesoid is the ani, the yesoid is mekabel, the shefa from the upper spherois. However, Malchus is mekabel everything from the above spherois. And Malchus therefore is considered less migarma klum. Malchus is the sphera of David HaMelech. And as we said, it's compared to the moon. It's like a mirror. The mirror, it reflects everything that's opposite it. And the fact that Malchus does not have anything on its own is not a chesaron in it, because the more of an entity it has, the less it's able to reflect and to give off what is given to it. In other words, a mirror, because it's clear, it's able to be a perfect reflection. But if a mirror would have color, it would skew everything that's everything that is sent its way. Therefore, Malchus is the kli which is mekabel all the shefa from the upper spherois, and therefore the less it is an entity, the more it's able to mekabel and give off the shefa. The same thing with avodas Hashem. The way to be mekabel shefa from above is to consider oneself ayin. And when one prays and makes himself like a pauper, that he doesn't have anything, as the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah, Kol Shana Sharasha B'tchilasa Mesasheres B'soifa. Any year, the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah Tazayin Beis, any year which is poor in the beginning is wealthy and successful in the end. Now, Rishoina Lekulan. The first aspect of acquiring and training oneself in the midah of Malchus, Shalai Yizgoel Libai B'chal Shalai. One should not be arrogant in anything that is his. By the way, I saw last night that Malchus is really the hidden aspect in the foundation of din. If we take the word din, Daled Yod Nun, and we take the nistar of the word din, so the Daled you have the Lamed and the Taf, the Yud you have the Vav and the Daled, the Nun you have a Vav and a Nun. So Lamed and Taf is 430, Vav and Daled is 10, 440, Vav and Nun is 56. So that gets you 496. That's the Gematria of Malchus. The hidden part of din is the numerical value of Malchus, indicating that the foundation, something which is hidden is called a foundation. You don't see the foundation of a house. The foundation of a word is the hidden part of the word. The foundation of din is Malchus. So, in any event, back to the ranch, one should not be arrogant in whatever they have. V'yasim atzmai tamid ka'ani. One should always make themselves like a pauper. V'yamid atzmai lifnei koinai, and establish themselves before their Creator. Kedal, like a poor man shoyel, who's asking u'mischanein and beseeching. Ulahargel atzmai b'midazu, and to train oneself in this midah. Afilu sheyia asher, even if you're wealthy. Yachshoy, you should think she'ein davek imay mikol asher loy me'uma, that nothing will cling to you. You can't take anything with you. You can't take any possessions with you, any valuables with you. V'hu nezav, and a person is really inherently forsaken. Tzarech l'rachamei haborei tamid, always needing the mercy of the Creator. She'ein loy kol davar. What do we have? We don't have anything. Ela halechem asher oichal, only the food that we eat. V'yachnia levavai, one should humble his heart. V'ye'ani atzmai, make himself like a poor man. One should always consider himself totally and utterly dependent on the good graces of the Almighty. Even if somebody is wealthy and has resources, but it is so easy. Life is so tenuous that in a moment a person could really lose whatever he had. All the more so during the time of prayer. Shazu skula nifla. This is a wondrous skula. A wondrous skula to have your prayers answered is by reckoning yourself ani. Kedalim ucherashim dafaknu delasecha. That is a wondrous segula, to have the attitude and the feeling that we are hopeless. Ulahepach mizeh. And the opposite of this, one who feels that he has and he owns and he's entitled to, Nemar v'ram levavecha, your heart will be haughty, v'shachachtas Hashem lekecha. Shehashikcha hachitzoynus mitzuyasham. External forgetfulness is found when people have. Often when people have resources, then they begin to forget Hashem. V'David hisnahig b'midazu harbe. David conducted himself greatly in this midah. She'amar, David reckoned himself and considered himself, ki yachid v'ani ani. I am all by myself. I am poor. So the question is, why should a person view themselves as if they're all by themselves? A person might have a wife and children and a family, an extended family, and hundreds of cousins. But as the Chafetz Chaim writes in Parshas Nosai, that ultimately when you go to your final resting place, when they put you in the grave, there are no friends, there's no family. The only entities that accompany one to the grave is the Torah that he learned, the mitzvahs that he performed. That's the only commodity that has access after the Kvura. And therefore it's worthwhile to try to increase these kinds of friends while one is still alive, realizing that this is the only currency that is active in all worlds. Says the Torah Devorah, Sharei kol anshe beisoi, all of one's household members. Tzarech kol echad ve'echad, each one, tzarech le'yazar la'atzmai, needs to help himself. In other words, nobody could help a person in the heavenly tribunal, in the heavenly court. Everyone has to fend for themselves. Ma kulam elav, what could anyone do for you? Afilu ishtoi, even one's wife, ubanav and children, ma yo iluhu, how will they help him? B'yoisei nishbat lefnei haboyrei. When a person is judged before the Creator, there's nothing anybody could do for you. They don't let people defend you or speak up for you. Or at the time that a person's soul departs, nobody could help you. Klum yilavuhu el ad kivrei, they can only escort you to the grave. Mahem loy be'is dinav, what could they do for a person at the time of his judgment? Mi pesach hakever ve'elach, from the door of the grave and on. And therefore a person should focus on the fact that he is, David HaMelech says, Ki yachid va'ani ani. I am single, I am all by myself and a poor man. Even if David had many wives and many children and a lot of family and a lot of money, but they only go to a certain distance, and after that they have no access. Lefikach yashbil v'yisakein atzmai. Therefore, a person should lower and correct himself. Besoid hamida hazois, and this is the essence of this particular midah. Okay, Rabbi Sai, have an easy.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.